All right, everybody, welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off letting you guys know that the Binance listing Supernode is up and running now. I've talked about it on Twitter some, but not really on this channel. So definitely go ahead and toss some votes that way if you want to see Elastos get put on over onto Binance, because we all know that that will probably be beneficial for the price, right? So that's just one of the cool things about this community, right? So the founders, Rongchen, Sunny Feng Han, they weren't too concerned about forking out money to these exchanges. They said, we're just going to build, and we're going to keep building. And what I'm about to show you, you'll understand why, right? Because that's all they've done is build a very great quality project for years. So, but anyway, they've left it up to the Cyber Republic, us, the community members, to make this kind of stuff happen. And we have been hitting the ground running with it. So this is yet another move that just shows how awesome Cyber Republic is. All right. So I had to make a kind of different video today. I wanted to talk about how to actually use basically the DeFi features on Elastos. All right. Specifically, how to get your ELA over into the FilDA website, staking and earning some rewards there. So I'm going to go through that. And I'm going to reference this article, right? So you can always have something to refer back to while watching my video. All right, so basically getting started with FilDA, right? Scrolling down, I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible to understand. Instead of words, some people like videos, right? They like to listen and watch, all right? I'm one of those people. But anyway, so the first important thing you need to do is you need to transfer your ELA from the Elastos main chain to the Ethereum sidechain. Because once again, Elastos is so cool that it has its own main chain as well as an Ethereum sidechain. All right. So the easiest way to do this is to download the Elastos, right? So if you haven't already, definitely download this. This is going to be the one-stop shop for things with Elastos anyway going forward. So you want to have this. But anyway, once you have that downloaded, you need to go over to I put a bunch of screenshots in here, stuff you're going to see. All right. So when you first are on your wallet or your Elastos home page, you should see a capsule that says wallet. All right. So once you click wallet, you're going to come to this page. All right. This is what you'll see. Obviously, your Elastos amount is going to be 0 starting off. Right. But the next step, what you need to do to get to where we want to go, all right, you need to click Elastos ELA. All right, what's that? That's going to do is take you over to the ELA overview page, and you want to click receive, right? So hit receive, and what that's going to do, obviously bring you to your address. If you've been in crypto long enough, you know how to do this part, all right? I just want to make it really easy to understand, because you can get hung up along the way because there's a lot of steps, essentially. All right. So hit receive, copy your address, and then for wherever your Elastos is, whether it be on an exchange or in another wallet, you just send some over here. I would highly recommend not doing all of your Elastos right now. Just do enough that it's, enough for you to get comfortable with using the features, right? So send it over there. And once you have it, eventually, you'll get it received, and it will show you your Elastos right there, whether it's 1 or 10 or 1,000 or 10 million. You'll have it right there. All right. So our next step is we're going to click that once again. We're going to go back over to right here. All right. Hit the transfer button. And this is the easiest way to get Elastos onto the Ethereum sidechain. So you hit transfer. Right, and it's going to bring you up over to this page on the right. And once you're there, you're going to want to select Elastos ETH. Right? So when you select that, it's going to come down to this page right here. All right, so you want to transfer from Elastos ELA to Elastos Ethereum, and then hit the amount you want to do and hit recharge. Simple as that. And then just have to wait, right? And then eventually, once you're done waiting, all right, it's going to say you'll have your balance right here, Elastos Ethereum, eventually, right? So That's step one. You got to get Elastos onto the Elastos Ethereum sidechain. Follow those steps. That's how you do it, the easiest way, right? The next thing, what you're going to want to do is you have to download Metamask, right? So if you've been playing around with DeFi, sure you already have this, right? You get it. But those of you that don't, trying to make this literally from getting from ground zero to one, right? Because that's what I did. Be honest with you, I didn't play around with any DeFi up to this point, just because to me it seemed very not user friendly. It seemed risky to be claiming that you're going to be making this ridiculous amount of percentage returns, and to me, it just sounded kind of like an experiment up to this point of experimenting with new technology. Not something that I really want to do with my money, personally speaking. But if you're just playing around with a little, it's going to be great to learn because this is the direction we're headed, right? You need to know this stuff. So go over here, search for metamask.io and hit download, right? And then once you've downloaded it, you have it all set up on your PC, it will show you, it will take you to a page like this. All right. So once you're here, you need to come back to these instructions, and what we're going to do is we need to create the Huobi mainnet and ELA sidechain networks. Okay, so how do we do that? Come over to MetaMask, hit this little circle logo at the top, right? And then you go to settings, and you want to come down to networks, and you won't have these yet. Huobi and ELA sidechain, you want to make them, right? So what you do is you go to add network right there. All right. Once you click add network, it will pop up with a blank slate of all of this, and you literally just fill it in word for word with everything you've been given, right? So it tells you right on the on this website, which I will put the link in the description. So fill that in, and then you do the same thing, add another network, ELA sidechain, do the same exact thing, right? Word for word, how they have it set up right here for you. All right. Once all of that's set up, obviously this is stuff you're not going to have to do every time now, but this is establishing the necessary networks with MetaMask and everything that you need to interact with these blockchains. So, all right, once you have that all set up, you already have your MetaMask, right? So you want to send, so you're going to go back over here to your Elastos wallet, and you want to click on your Elastos ETH, and then obviously it will bring you to a page like this, and you want to hit send, right? So at that point, you're going to be sending to your MetaMask. So in order to do that, it'll show you at the top your account, whatever. It's going to always come up with a 0x address because this is an Ethereum blockchain, right? So anyway, copy your 0x address, and you go over and you hit send and paste and send your Elastos ETH over there, right? Once you've done that, it should be very fast because this is operating on proof of stake now, right on the Ethereum sidechain. And so you come over here to shadow tokens, which I will also put the link in the description. All right, so if you've done it properly, like I said, start little, right? Don't be trying to do all of your Elastos all at once. I would do very minimal. That way, if you make a mistake, you don't lose everything that you had, right? So the next step of what you're trying to do really is to get your Elastos Ethereum over to the Huobi network, right? So how would you do that? In order to do that, like I said, you gotta have Huobi to Elasto selected up here, but you also need to make sure that your MetaMask is on the Elastos sidechain selection. And you can see here, I have a small balance of ELA that I sent here to use as an example. So you come back over here once you're on the ELA sidechain, and you go to max, or whatever, however many you want to do. Put 2, that way we have enough for these or whatever. But anyway, 2.5. All right, so once you decide what you want to do, it's going to say you're going to mint 2.4925 ELA, hit next, and then hit confirm. It's going to pull up your MetaMask. It's going to say, all right, so this is the part where it's going to get tricky. You want to make sure that you have enough of everything in reserves to do the conversion. So you're going to need a little bit of Huobi token as well in your MetaMask. I'll get into in detail later, but so obviously the goal, you just, like I said, you hit confirm, send that over, all right, and then it will say ELA received on the Hiko Huobi blockchain. So there you go. All right, so that portion is done. And now you can see when you flip your MetaMask, you can see the ELA balance is lower now. Flip it over to Huobi, and it will show right there. See, now I have 2.6 ELA, whereas before I had only 0.14. All right. Okay, a lot of steps involved here. Bear with me. So our next move, you want to go over to, so we have our Elastos minted on this ecosystem. So you go over to what's called ht.mdx.com. Right, so this is basically, it's kind of like a Uniswap for the Huobi ecosystem, to my understanding. Right, so I'm only showing you how to utilize the FilDA platform. All right, there's plenty of different things you can do with this. Like for instance, on shadow tokens, you can just you could mint your Elastos on the Ethereum blockchain as well. So it's going to be like wrapped Elastos, and then you can go ahead and shoot it over and trade it on Uniswap if you wanted to. But you know, the reason we're trying to get away from that stuff is because of the fees, right? So there is basically zero fees involved right there in everything I just did. Whereas, you know, some of this stuff would cost you $50 to $100 on Ethereum, depending on the time of day, essentially. But anyway, you come over here, Elastos. I got 2.63 now. So what you want to do is you want to swap it for FilDA, right? So at least to get this setup done, how you want to do it, exactly how I did it, and just so you know, I did it exactly how Elastos Sash taught me to do it, which I will also include his Twitter in the description. He's great at everything with the Elastos ecosystem and very well educated when it comes to DeFi, I can tell. Whereas, you know, I'm behind the curve. So this is why I wanted to start learning, right? Because I know that this is the future. But anyway, so he said to swap half and half, right? So I want to take about 1.3 ELA and swap it for FilDA. All right, so the next step, right after all of that, you can see I have 1.33 ELA now. So I got half of what I had, but now I have FilDA. So the next step, you go to pool in the upper left-hand corner, right? So you want to click add liquidity, and you want to do same thing again, ELA, FilDA, right? And just hit max. All right, so if there's going to be, sometimes there'll be issues. If you hit max, it'll say insufficient ELA balance or something. Just hit max on the other one. Keep playing with it until it says supply, right? So that's what I was doing there, right? Hit supply, then hit confirm, right? Once again, MetaMask comes up. Over here, hit confirm, transaction submitted. Up here, right-hand corner, says pending, all right? Boom, 1.3 ELA added on Hiko, okay? So, should be done there. Then you go over to FilDA, right? Remember, the links are going to be in the description so you can get all this pulled up. And as you can see here now, I have 2.88 LP tokens now. So that stands for liquidity pool token. And what you're just doing is you're adding liquidity to the system and you get paid rewards for doing so. All right. Hit stake and hit 100% once again. And as Elastos Sash had suggested for me, what you do is just reduce it maybe in here a little, because sometimes it won't work. So reduce the number, say it's 7, reduce to 6, like I just did. See if it'll work. Right. And that's just if you're maxing it out, there might not be just enough because of fees. Right. As you see, I'm sure you guys, as you're watching this, you can see how much faster it is than Ethereum as well, right? So I had 103-ish staked before. Now I have 106 sitting there. So there you go. And the rewards will start to accrue really quickly here. Once you want to redeem those rewards, you hit redeem rewards and it will show you redeem. All right. And then you can take the FilDA and go do whatever you want with it. Swap it for ELA. So you're basically mining ELA. So you can take the ELA that you're earning here at a lot higher interest, and then you go and buy more ELA with it, right? Now you guys are starting to get this, right? And this pool isn't really being used that much. So right now it has this 950% yield. So in one day, right? I just set this all up yesterday. Actually, it's more like 12 hours ago at this point, 14, 15 hours ago. I earned 9 FilDA in one day off of only off of 100 Elastos. So 9 FilDA in a day, not even a day, like I said, 15 hours off of 100 Elastos. So the returns on that, so it said it was about 4.68 FilDA for 1 ELA, which comes out to about 70 cents per FilDA, which is $6.24 in a day. Yeah, $6.24 in a day, earned off of about $325 roughly right now. That's almost 2% interest in a day, right? And now if you go to your bank, you're lucky to get a CD right now for 5 years. That'll pay you 2%. You can just get that in a day. You're in this DeFi ecosystem. All right, this stuff is hilarious to me. It's very complex and interesting. But anyway, I wanted to start learning this. Obviously, I should have been doing this a long time ago. I was just being stubborn because I was like, well, those are unrealistic returns. So what's going on there? Like I said, I have a traditional finance background. I've worked at these brokerage firms and stuff. So from a finance guy's perspective, you're looking at this and like, okay, that sounds like you guys are doing some kind of, something that involves way too much risk to be realistic, the return outcome that you're getting. But anyway, it's not. Who knows? Whatever. I wouldn't say dump all your crypto in here once again, but definitely should start playing around with it. And why is that? Once again, well, for those of you that are in the XRP community, I got a lot of you on my channel as well as Elastos. It seems like the two are in completely different worlds, right? But as you can see here, there's value in both. Elastos is way ahead of the curve right now. But we have this Flare Finance coming out. For those of you that are in Elastos and you don't know about this, so Flare Finance is coming to the XRP ecosystem, and this is going to be like Uniswap, essentially, or like Hiko network for XRP. You're going to have basically your wrapped XRP. It's going to be F XRP tokens. You're going to have F Litecoin. They're already integrating F Doge. All right, and that's all going to come with Flare networks as well, which everyone who held XRP got airdropped 1-for-1, a bunch of Flare network tokens that are trading at almost the same value of XRP right now. So very interesting stuff. But anyway, Flare's coming to the XRP community. So those of you that don't know how to do this DeFi stuff, you should probably start learning. And I think what I've shown you with the Elastos tool is a great way to start. So, all right, guys. Kind of a less informal video here today. I just really wanted to put it out from basically a newbie's perspective on how to do this, because I've been in crypto forever, but like I said, I haven't been messing with DeFi, so just try to break it down in simple terms, how to get started, and I hope that was helpful. Just remember, like I said, you're going to have issues if you don't have Huobi token, maybe a little bit of Ethereum, and some Elastos to cover fees to do any of this stuff, all right? To do any of this, you're going to need enough of the crypto to cover the fees, all right? Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.